Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Alex Flood. On September 30th, Canadians commemorated the first ever National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Adam Riley spent that day in the Nipigon area, covering several ceremonies that honor the past and focused on the future.
On a crisp, bright blue autumn day, residents, guests, and staff at the Nipigon District Memorial Hospital gathered outside to pay respect to survivors of Canada's Indian residential school system during the first annual National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Guests spoke of traditions, the after effects, and even tried to comprehend what parents felt losing their children to the schools.
How it would feel to wake up one day and my son not being there, being taken away. How it would feel to not have the youth around to learn their traditional customs, and their beliefs, their spirituality. And it's so hard to fathom.
Hospital CEO Kathy Eady says while it may be difficult to properly reconcile the past, events like this play a key role in rebuilding trust.
This is all part of doing the work to ensure that trust is built again, and that we're sharing and we're moving forward together. I think that's the most important part, is we've all kind of inherited this and we want to move forward on this issue together.
Later in the day, it was a sea of orange on Highway 11 as community members of the Red Rock Indian Band, Nipigon and Red Rock joined to march in solidarity to the Lake Helen First Nation Elders Lodge, which sits on the site of the former Indian Day School in that community, before culminating at the Chalet Lodge to also celebrate the grand opening of the community's new butcher shop. Chief Marcus Hardy says the shop plays a key role for food sovereignty on the First Nation.
This is a place here, we have the moose hanger. I think 6 moose have been donated to the community so far, and a bunch of fish. So, our elders and our community members will be eating good.
One of the moose harvested on Thursday was shot by Hardy's son MJ. He, along with 11 other community youths, were given lessons over the week on hunting practices and traditional foods.
It's super cool because I've done it many times before, but this time it's different because it's my moose and everyone's excited about it.
And in the spirit of the day, MJ donated the first moose he has ever harvested to the community. Adam Riley, TBT News.
While much of Marathon's economy circles around nearby mining opportunities, the town's amenities from a tourism perspective are working to not only attract visitors, but to also provide leisure opportunities for residents. This comes in the form of federal and provincial money to enhance the town's waterfront and rebuild of the golf course's clubhouse, which was destroyed by fire last year. Adam Riley has more.
Several years ago, the town of Marathon took part of the waterfront property formerly owned by the now demolished pulp mill and converted it to a public recreation area.
We enhanced that very much and put new dock systems in, landscaped, built a fish cleaning station, and put a permanent bathroom down there. Enhanced the parking lot area, so we've done great work.
Now with $100,000 in combined federal and provincial funding, the town is looking to enhance the beach area, walking paths, and the kayak launch. Dumas says part of it is geared towards safety of both residents and visitors.
Cummings Beach area is just a gorgeous area that you can walk the rocks for forever, walk all the way to Carton Cove, but the access to that area is very tricky because it's water in the spring and the summer, gets low and high. People have been putting logs across the creek, but that's not safe, so we're going to put a path, a walking trail with a bridge going over there so it's secure and safe for individuals.
That isn't the only improvement to recreation in Marathon. Dumas is also proud of the new golf clubhouse that was built over the past year, replacing the one that was destroyed during a storm in 2020. He notes part of the town's strategic plan was to make that facility fully accessible, and Mother Nature sped up the process.
It's gorgeous. It's about the same size as the existing one that was there pre-burn, but the one, as you know, before it burned down, was a 2-story facility with really small bathrooms, not accessible. This one has got great accessibility, barrier-free, big bathrooms. It meets all the needs of the new construction, new build, new building codes.
Dumas says the cost to replace the clubhouse was around $1.3 million. Fortunately, the bulk of the cost was covered through insurance. Corey Nordstrom, TBT News.
A fundraiser was put on at Boulevard Lake today for the rare neurodevelopmental condition known as Rett syndrome that affects 1 out of 10,000 girls born. Rett syndrome is caused by a rare genetic mutation of the X chromosome that over time makes them prisoners of their own bodies as it steals their breath, their voice, and their ability to walk, along with other symptoms. The first year of the fundraiser raised $16,000, and they are hoping to beat that this year. Event organizers Nicole Arapov and Lana Vondet both have personal experience with Rett syndrome, as Arapov's daughter currently has the disease and Vondet's daughter passed at 17. Both mothers spoke about how this event can help.
All the funds that we are raised today will go to Ontario Rett Syndrome Association. It goes to research to find a cure.
Because of my daughter's passing, I feel like we need to make more awareness because these children are suffering and they shouldn't be. So we want to put an end to this, and hopefully we can with more funds and more research.
Travis Anudo's Greenhouse and Creekside Nursery hosted over 70 local makers and local food vendors for the Fall Artisan Market. Last year was the first time the Fall Artisan Market took place, and with over 1,000 people showing up last year, event organizer Amanda Trevisanudo says she expects to see even more of the community come out for the two-day event. The local makers were split between the two greenhouses, with a lineup of people waiting to browse and pick up some one-of-a-kind local products. Trevisanudo says she was happy to see all the community come out and is looking forward already to next year's event.
I love doing local markets and things like that, and what better way to give back than to have everyone local here, especially after COVID. You realize how important it is to shop local and to support your community, and that's why we decided to do the market.
The Artisan Market is also open tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and will be back soon for the winter market as well. And the Alzheimer's Society of Thunder Bay hosted its first annual duck hunt, where multiple teams got together to search Prince Arthur's Landing in their quest to find rubber ducks. The Alzheimer's Society hid over 100 ducks throughout Prince Arthur's as teams were challenged with solving riddles in order to hunt for the ducks. The event was $200 per team, hosting 20 staff and 40 hunters, and there were many prizes to win for the successful teams. The goal of the event was to raise $10,000 for local programs and services, and even though the weather did not cooperate, programs manager Pamela Gary says she's happy with the turnout and hopes this annual event will get bigger and better.
Hopefully we'll be able to have more teams next year. Our goal was to have 16 teams, but we have 8 teams, and that's a great start. And so hopefully we'll be able to do more teams next year.
If you are looking to take place in the second annual duck hunt next year, you can get your teams of 5 ready to solve the riddles and find the ducks. And to help celebrate the beginning of autumn, the owners at the Mount Baldy Ski Hill began hosting their first annual Fall Colors Festival today, where horse enthusiasts had the chance to ride up the hill and gaze at the spectacular fall views. Although it drizzled periodically throughout the day, over a dozen attendees brought their own horses to go riding up Mount Baldy to experience the gorgeous views of the seasonal color changes. Carrie James, who plays Caleb Odell on the popular TV series Heartland, unfortunately couldn't make it to the festival due to a family emergency, but despite the conditions, event staff have been impressed with the turnout of riders.
A lot of people came out. We were a little bit worried this morning, but we've got a good turnout. People aren't afraid of the rain, it looks like. So we've had probably about 20 riders, I think, at this point. We're giving out some prizes and stuff to all the riders that complete the ride. We've got some stuff for sale here.
The Fall Colors Festival will wrap up tomorrow with a dog walk. Hoping for some better weather, Mount Baldy owners and event staff encourage guests to bring their pups and go hiking up the hill. Local food vendors will also be on site. And an award recognizing seniors for their volunteer work in the community has been renamed after longtime City Councillor Rebecca Johnson. 2 awards were given out Friday at the 55 Plus Center in honor of its 30th anniversary, a celebration that also included an antique car show.
I'm really at a loss for words, Randy. I guess the thing that I would say is you can't do anything without people to help.
That was Chair of Age Friendly, Rebecca Johnson, after finding out that the Senior Award would now be named in her honor. Johnson played a huge part in starting Age Friendly back in 2009. The organization has become a well-known group advocating for seniors' independence and quality of life. 96-year-old Deanna Bessel was the first to be awarded with the Rebecca Johnson Senior Award. She's volunteered for St. Joseph's Care Group for 75 years, at the Thunder Bay Regional Hospital, and with the Community Elder Abuse Committee for 20 years, which are just a few of the many organizations she has worked with. Both award winners were overjoyed and spoke about what it meant to be acknowledged.
Award is amazing. It's something I do every day. That's my life, helping people.
It's a very nice feeling to be rewarded. That's what I see it as being rewarded by the organization that I helped create. And I'm leaving the board now, and it's time. I have every confidence that they will carry on and do what is needed for the older adults in our community.
Join now with Kurt Black. Lots of great local events going on despite the weather conditions, so it's great to see people getting out there, getting involved. On a national standpoint, though, biggest story right now has got to be those Blue Jays.
Yeah, absolutely great game down at the Dome. I know you like home runs. I know the fans at home, they love the home runs. We've got plenty of highlights after the break.
Welcome back. Well, Kurt, those Blue Jays are doing everything they can to fight into this wild card race. It's pretty exciting right now.
Yeah, they're going down without a fight. You know, they're playing really well. One game out of the wild card, with just 2 games left to go. That's where the Jays found themselves entering today down at the Dome. If this weekend is the last series of Toronto's season, well, let's just say they're going out with a bang. And the Jays would waste no time getting some run support with Vladdy up on deck.
Now Vladdy, look at this one go! A monster shot on the first pitch he sees, and it's 2-0.
Vladdy's 47th home run of the season ties himself with George Bell for the second highest total in franchise history. Next inning, 2 on for George Springer, and he absolutely crushes this hanging curveball, long and gone for his 20th deep fly in just his 76th game. 6-1 Jays, the Dome is rocking, and why not? You love, as we were saying earlier, you love the long ball, and that would be plenty of offense for Alek Manoah, who was dealing. Here he is striking out Trey Mancini with the heater, 1 of 10 Ks on the day, over 7 innings, allowing just 1 run. What a great day for the Rook in such a pivotal game. Back to the offense, where a wise man once said, you never put your bat away early in a beating, and Bo Bichette clearly agrees as he smokes a frozen rope over the wall for his 29th home run. Same inning, we get some history.
Now to right field. This one's pretty well hit. How about that? Danny Jansen with an opposite field home run.
With that, the Jays set a new franchise mark with their 258th home run on the year. Toronto remains very much in the playoff hunt with a 10-1 victory. Now let's shift to local high school football, where if you are a fan of the running game, well, Friday night's action was for you, with Falcons running back Tyler Robertson having a night to remember, highlighted by a record-tying play. It would be the visitors from St. Ignatius who would open the scoring just 3 minutes in, as quarterback Michael Danchuk hands it off to Jack Zhang, and number 3 is going to make a few Saints miss before taking it to the house for the 22-yard touchdown run, 7-0 Falcons. But St. Patrick would look to answer right away as Ian Auger airs it out downfield to Jordan Laybourne for the massive gain on first down before finally being tackled by Nolan Height just short of the end zone. After failing to convert on their first 2 attempts, Saints elect to go for it on 3rd down, but last week's standout Kieran McKenzie, he's stuffed in the backfield. It's Falcons ball. And that would prove costly for St. Patrick, as on the very next play, Tyler Robertson jukes a pair of defenders, and the big man is gone for the 109-yard touchdown scamper. An amazing day for Robertson, as his 200 yards on the ground lead the way for St. Ignatius as they win their first game of the year, 17-13. On to game 2 between Hammersholt and Westgate down at Fort William Stadium. Vikings trailing 7-0 early, but that was before Dylan Halls goes absolute beast mode, tossing a couple of Tigers defenders to the ground, and number 33 is off on a 12-yard touchdown run, tying the game at 7s early. Next possession, Westgate quarterback Mitch Moore. He's going to roll out of the pocket, but his pass is going to be picked off by Braden Parker, and the Vikings cornerback takes it all the way back to the Tigers' 1-yard line. From there, quarterback Peter Burgess takes it himself for the touchdown, and with that, the Vikings take the lead for good as they stay undefeated with the 35-7 victory. Now, I have little doubt that every one of those young footballers will be glued to the TV Sunday night for Tom Brady's long-anticipated return to Foxborough as the Bucs take on the Patriots. Brady's legacy in New England, it transcends the sport. But just in case you've been living under a rock the past 20 years, let's take a walk down memory lane.
What do you think makes a good ball player?
I don't know.
Among the last 6 picks taken, a familiar name if you're a college football fan, Tom Brady.
The first time I ran into my 6th round draft choice, Tom Brady told me he was the best decision our franchise ever made.
And the Patriots are Super Bowl champions!
Their 2nd Super Bowl championship in 3 years.
And the New England Patriots, an NFL dynasty.
A 4th Lombardi trophy is headed to one Patriot play.
Brady stands alone in NFL history as the only quarterback to win 5 Super Bowl titles.
And there it is. Dynasty continues.
I can't believe it. It's, Super Bowl champ.
Do you want to be back with the Patriots?
I love the Patriots. I'm very blessed. I don't know what the future looks like, so I'm not going to predict it.
It is official. Tom Brady is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
We're going to have to work as hard as we can and not waste any minutes of any day.
I don't think there's been a more anticipated uniform change in the history of the league.
Brady goes for the deep shot. He's got a touchdown! Scotty Miller. Oh, my God. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady are going to Super Bowl 55.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have a second Super Bowl title. The legend of all legends. Maybe the greatest achievement of a standalone career.
I think we knew this was going to happen tonight, didn't we?
Moving on to the NHL, where Canadiens forward Jonathan Drouin is back with the team after stepping away last season to take care of his mental health. As John Liu reports, the 26-year-old hopes his story can help others facing the same struggles.
Taking care of the less fortunate has been part of Jonathan Drouin's value set since childhood. His parents have dedicated their lives to helping underprivileged youth, so for Drouin, doing charity work comes naturally. And by paying it forward, he also helped himself when dealing with his mental health issues, which he made public in late September.
I think we're at that point where if you can't perform and you can't be yourself day in, day out, it's time to get help and time for you to feel better. And I think, like you said, there's no repercussion. Obviously, I stopped playing. I missed the playoffs and it's tough, but right now I'm healthy, feel good about myself, feel ready to play hockey, and my mind's pretty empty and free. So if you need help, I think you should get it, and you shouldn't be shy about getting help. Or at first it's hard to step down and do it, but when you start getting the help and you see the progress, I think that's when you're going to see that you did the right decision.
When he's got a chance to help or do anything that can help kids or whatever it is, he's always on board.
It's always cool to help people, and you get to see by their smiles when you take pictures with them, they're having a great time, and it's just nice to see, and it changes my mind too, where I feel good about myself.
Drouin says he's heard from many NHL players who've shared their own mental health issues with him, and Drouin says that he hopes that by going public with his own challenges, he'll encourage his brethren to open up about what they're going through, whether privately or publicly. John Liu, TSN, Brossard, Quebec.
Well, Alex, I don't care if you're a Habs fan or not. It's just great to see Jonathan Drouin playing the game that he loves, and more importantly, feeling more like himself.
Absolutely, and he's going to be a great re-addition to this Montreal lineup, a team that's looking to go back into the Stanley Cup playoffs and make a very deep run. We will have your national and local forecast for you coming up after the break. Welcome back. Well, the temperatures are fighting right now to stay in the 20s. They're starting to dip into those teens, as we would expect with the month changeover to October. Before we get you caught up here in Thunder Bay, we will head out west for your national forecast. And we'll begin in the capital, Vancouver. It is cloudy with a chance of showers tonight. The low is 11 degrees. And down south in Toronto, it's also clear tonight. Chance of showers before morning, however, with a low of 15. And out east in St. John's, it's partly cloudy tonight. Fog patches are expected to develop overnight with a low of 10. And as we take a look at the regional forecast tonight, beginning in Dryden, it's mainly cloudy this evening. A slight chance of showers overnight with a low of 9. In Greenstone, very similar story, cloudy with a slight chance of showers with a low of 8. And in Sault Ste. Marie, showers ending near midnight, and then there is a chance of more showers overnight. Thunderstorm is a risk this evening as fog patches are developing late in the evening. The low is 13. As we take a look tomorrow in Kenora, there is a mix of sun and cloud in the area, and that should be all the clouds should be clearing up by noon, and fog patches should be clearing up at the end of the morning. The high is 21. And in Armstrong, cloudy with a slight chance of showers in the morning, but that should be clearing up in the afternoon as well with a nice high of 16. And Marathon, very similar story, cloudy, slight chance of showers in the morning and early on in the afternoon with a high of 16. As we take a look at this hour in Thunder Bay, showers are expected to begin soon if they haven't already in some parts of the city and outskirts of Thunder Bay as well. And as the night goes on, that 16 degrees